It's Sunday morning. If you're alive and you hear my voice, you know you're still alive. I just want to come to y'all today to let y'all see how good God is. They say he died on a Friday and he raised back up on a Sunday. But he wanted me today to tell you he didn't just raise up on a Sunday. He's still alive today. He's still alive in you. And what he wanted me to tell y'all today, stop listening to everything you hear and see. He say, go back to the basics. He say, find the old way and walk there in it. The old way is learning how to treat your neighbor as yourself. Learning how to love somebody that may not even be no kin to you, may not know, may not know nothing about them. God say this morning, learn how to stop playing games with everybody else's life. Stop using people in order to gain what you want to gain. And what he said, you can gain this whole world and you can lose your own life trying to gain something that was never promised to you to take in him. Two things was promised that we came in here and we leaving up out of him. You don't remember how you came in here, and a lot of times you don't remember how you going to get out of him, but you getting up out of him. Sometimes people say you be the problem. Then when you take the problem out of it, guess what? The problems are still there. Sometimes people be looking for folks to put problems on. Sometimes people be looking for people to blame for stuff that shouldn't even be blamed. God said when you enter to a house and you tell them stuff and you do, he say wipe the dust off your feet and he say keep moving. Don't stay there. Don't stay there trying to convince nobody what God's saying. Don't try to convince nobody that God is a way make out of nowhere. Don't try to convince them. In convincing them, you confuse yourself. Sometimes people you talk to less than you, but you still talk to them. Sometimes people talk you out of your dreams and your vision because they don't have any. Sometimes people tell you you got too much. You don't need nothing else. And talk you out of the very blessing may help them one day. I remember I had got a number, it was 420. I put $5 on that number one day and I spoke to the man, said, you want to put, I said, no, I'm coming back tomorrow. I was taking these old ladies to get some furniture this lady was selling in her house. We got in there, all the ladies, oh, you don't need nothing, Josie. You don't need nothing else. You don't need nothing. And they was deep, hard, so-called Christian women. And I said, well, I can't let them see me play numbers, which I don't play numbers, but I had got that number in my head, and I went to play it. But I didn't want them Christian ladies to think I played numbers all the time. Guess what? The number fell straight. Guess what? Everybody got everything they needed, and Joseph missed out on her blessing, trying to bless somebody that didn't want her to be blessed no more. Have you been around friends and stuff? Say, oh, Joseph, you got too much. You got that big house. You got that lake in the back. You don't need nothing else. Let us get some. Much is given as much is required. You ain't giving no with the nothing God gave you, he said. It's hard getting people to give a quarter away. They always, I'm broke, I ain't got no money. I can't do this, I can't. Guess what? That's why you got shit nothing. Because you don't want to give nothing from nothing leaves nothing. That widow woman had one little penny. She gave her only penny. And it was worth all that those people had a lot of money. I know a lot of people got a whole lot of money and they get crumbs off a rich man's table. They throw crumbs and petals to people and say him like they're giving you something. And I be telling God, I say, God, these people got plenty of money. I give more money than these people ever give, and these people got money to give. He say, Joseph, they stingy. And they string people along by getting them little crumbs and think they don't gave them something. Then if they give you something, they'll send folks to get what they just told you. You don't gave them some, don't gave you some. Then they send somebody to get something from you. So what is it? Did you really give us something? Come on. It's resurrection. It's time for us to raise up to a new beginning. This year's the first Masters I don't miss in over 30, 40 years. God say you're not going nowhere down now. I miss my niece's funeral. God say you ain't going nowhere down there to that funeral. He said I'm changing your whole direction in your life. You have to be careful when you throw folks out of your house. You have to be careful when you mistreat people and people ain't done nothing to you, but told the truth. God say step away from them. Be you separated. I'm taking you in a whole different direction. I told them politicians I ain't supporting nobody. I'm going to be neutral. Because a lot of them will say they neutral, and behind closed doors, they ain't neutral. Oh, I can help you, but I can't help you in front of nobody. But I'm helping you behind closed doors. Come on now. They don't want you to see what hands they're dealing. And I don't deal like that. If I'm for you, I'm for you. And if I'm not for you, I'm not for you. I'm not going to take no money from you and put a sign in my yard and then call the other person to come put a sign in the yard after you don't pay to put a sign in the yard. Those are treacherous people that I don't have nothing to do with. I don't deal in trickery. I don't deal in people got 17 faces because they're dangerous people. All for what? To say you got status? All to say you want to be something that God ain't called you to be? Just to pretend that you're so great. For man to uplift you, for man to praise you, little bitty man that ain't got a heaven or hell to put you in, and you're worrying about a little bitty man to look good in front of these little bitty people? You got to set your standards higher than what y'all setting y'all standards on. Because man gonna let you down. And you ain't gonna have nobody to deal with but God. Sometimes your body wrecking pain, you can't get no relief nowhere until you go to the master. You can pay all the money you can pay. Like I be telling my friends, they don't been to surgery. And I told them, I said, y'all know some of them doctors ripping y'all off. I said, they trying to get every penny back that they lost during COVID. They know y'all got a good insurance. They got y'all having surgery after surgery after surgery that you may not even need for them to get that money. Instead of going to the Lord and asking God, heal my body, see about me today. My mind need a regulation. Go to God and regulate it. Change your heart today. Sometimes you can put all the chess pieces in there and something happen. You'll think you got everything laid out. You don't done everything you supposed to do. You don't lay it out. And something else will happen. And then it leaves you solely depending on the Lord. So today, depending on the Lord a little bit more. Spot, Diva, let's go. Let's depend on him some. See, that's what he keeps saying. Y'all keep depending on these people. And these people let you down anytime they get ready. When your grandbaby working in pain, you can't go to none of them people and get no relief. You got to go to the Lord. Sometimes your children in prison. You're looking for the prisoner God to give you favor, and you can't get no favor from nobody but the Lord. Sometimes we sell ourselves too cheap. All in a delusion of I want to look good in front of somebody that don't even care. I want to look good in front of somebody who don't give a darn whether or not you live or die. They just need your assistance at that time. After your assistance is done, they're not in need of you. Old lady called me yesterday, said she hadn't heard from this politician in a long time. She said all of a sudden she got a phone call. Out of all the time he been in there, she said ain't never called me. But I got a phone call from that politician asking me to come to some he was having. She said, Joseph, I told him, yeah. She said, but I wasn't going now. Well, step to him. Say, cause he ain't never came and talked to me. He got my number. Ain't never called, said nothing. Ain't even checked to see was I living or dead until it was time for election again. It's called prostituting the citizens. You don't mean nothing till I need to use you. You don't mean nothing to me until I need a favor from you. You don't mean nothing to me. God's tired of y'all prostituting his people. And people, God is tired of y'all allowing them to prostitute y'all for crumbs off a rich man's table. They getting crumbs. You're getting crumbs from them. And they get millions and millions of dollars behind closed doors. And all you getting is crumbs off that rich man's table. God said today, ain't you tired? Ain't you tired of being used and abused by these so-called people that say they care something about you? Spot! Get back here. That's what God trying to ask us today. He ain't asking you to make sure you be understood by man. He just wants you to be understood by him. And you got to understand it with the master. All the rest of it don't even matter. So today, God said you got to get a relationship with him. God said he gave you a voice to sing and you won't sing. God said he gave you a mouth to speak and you won't speak. God said he done everything that you asked him to do for you. And you still is confused who you're really serving. So today, resurrect your mind today, God say. God say today, know that he is God all by himself. He ain't in need of nobody else or nothing else. He ain't in need of nothing from nobody. And you're not in need of nothing from nobody but from the Lord. Because can't nobody help you. Can't nobody see about you like the Lord can see about you. And God say he want to see about you today. He's waiting to see about you. He say, keep speaking. Can't nobody stop nothing God got for you until God change. Till God allow them to. Open your mouth. He say, let him speak. Don't be afraid. He got many people in the city got your back that you don't even know. Plenty of people praying for you that you don't even know nothing about. So God say today, he got you. Walk in it. He know you're scared. He know you're confused. He know you're trying to say, God, is this really you? God, is I'm going to the left. God, I'm going to the right. God, I don't even know which way to go. God say you make one step and he'll make the other one. And God will make your crooked ways straight today. This is Easter Sunday. Go and raise up. Only thing you're fighting with now is good and evil. Now today you decide which side you on good or you're evil. You can't be lukewarm. That's playing two against the middle. And guess what? You're going to end up getting splushed. This is Josephine. Y'all be blessed. It's Sunday morning.